Alexander Tutoring. You're Sean Alexander.
I
How
am.
did you get involved in tutoring to begin with?
That's a good question. Well, I got started in teaching first. So I was a math and physics high school teacher, did some astronomy too. And then I got into tutoring because, to be honest, I'm a musician. And at the time, I thought it'd be it sounded like, wow, I can, tutor math, which is something I love, for 4 hours a day and then do music the rest of the time. That was the plan. Didn't really go down like that. So the first couple years, I had no students, or I was slowly getting clients, basically concerned that I was going to become homeless due to the lack of students. That went on for a couple of years. Then the students started to come in, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked teaching my favorite subject. And then finally, over time, we had all you wonderful people join on, and it's just kind of grown from there.
Do you see a relationship between physics, math, and music?
In fact, I see no difference. I think they're literally the same thing, because music is like the experience of it's a visceral experience, right? And physics is more of an understanding. So it's two different ways of experiencing the same thing in my mind, which is complicated vibrations happening in different ways, and there's all types of things you can study about the wave, like wavelength, amplitudes, shape of the wave, why it sounds the way it does. Pitch is really frequency, and how all that relates together. It's kind of like the same thing. You're just in one you're understanding it, and the other way you're feeling it.
Wow. So combining the art and science, that's where music and math meet.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like experiencing the same thing on a deeper level.
Very cool.
Thanks, man.
What's your favorite math formula?
That's a good question. My favorite math formula it's a tough one. There's some, I like the time dilation formula in relativity. That's a good one because it talks about how length intervals and time intervals interact with each other. I dig that. It's hard to go wrong with F equals ma. I mean, it's like, come on. And then, I do like the Schrodinger equation. I was thinking about getting a Schrodinger equation neck tattoo, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet.
I'm glad you haven't. Is there anything that we should know about you or Alexander Tutoring? What differentiates Alexander Tutoring from other tutoring companies?
The participants are big time weirdos, and they're super goofy, the tutors. And so interacting with them is really fun. And we know we care a lot. We're trying to play like Major League Baseball, except for tutoring here. And we feel that math has been kind of given like not the best name. A lot of kids' experience with it has been boring, tedious because I have to. And we think it's a language of the universe and super fun and awesome. And the reality is that the kids think it is too, but it's just not quite taught in that way. So when you have experts who think of it that way, the kids can kind of see it through our eyes, and give them a new math experience, kind of rewrite the narrative around mathematics.
That's terrific. If you could change one thing about the education system, what would it be?
Oh, good question. I would say no school on Fridays would be nice. Like a good 3-day weekend. I don't like the SAT. Standardized tests. I feel like we call it math with a gun to your head because it's just like, what's the answer for now? And I prefer long, thoughtful thinking without a time limit. So I don't think the SAT is really a measurement of success in any way.
So you take out the SATs and you
I'm probably
give
just saying that
everybody.
because I did really bad on it. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm just bitter.
Thanks so much, Sean. If there's anything else you want to tell us about yourself or Alexander Tutoring, what would that be?
Oh, yeah. Huh?
Yeah, please.
What advice do you have for parents who are really struggling and their kid is saying right now, like, I hate math, I don't want to do it, and they're kind of at their wits end for
The
how to
number one
help them?
problem is that because in that student's perspective, the math that they're doing has no bearing on their life whatsoever. It's not related to anything they're interested in. It's this thing that sucks that you're making them do, and that whole mentality is not good, in my opinion. So the key is to figure out what the student's passionate about, what does make them tick in life, and then tie physics or math into that passion. And there's a way to do it with all of them. Like even ones like art, no problem. Fibonacci stuff, geometry. It all ties in. So you want to make the math relevant to whatever the kid's into. If it's a music kid like me, like you can do sound waves, stuff like that. Convince the student that the knowledge of mathematics is going to enhance the thing that they are passionate about, and then all of their strength and energy is on your side as opposed to being against you.
Can you match my kid with the perfect tutor?
No, I wish. If I could do that 100% of the time, I would be stoked. I get it right like 80% of the time. Basically, I learn about your kid's passion, what they're into, what they're excited about, what makes them tick, and then I pick the person who I think would be the most complementary match for them. And about 80% of the time, I get it right. 20% of the time, I get it completely dead wrong. But that's okay, because then we can just try again, and then we always get it right on the second time. Thanks, guys.